Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to another edition of Cooking with Cousin Kathy. Today I'm making some beef stew. It's starting to get, I think we're supposed to have a warm day, a cool day today, so I'm going to make some beef stew. But what I'm showing you now is my stew meat is still a little frozen on the bottom, and I put it on top of that black thing that y'all see. It thaws out meat, like I think in like 30 minutes or something like that. So when it gets thawed out, the top is already thawed. The bottom is already starting to thaw. See, that thing works. So anyway, I just wanted to show y'all my stew meat, and just keep watching the video and you'll get to see my beef stew process. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna show y'all some of the chopping of my veggies. I put onion in there. I know y'all can see that discoloration in the middle. I'm just gonna not put that in my stew. So what I do big chunks of onion. We just want the flavor. So that's not too bad. I can just cut that part out, because we're not going to put that in there. The rest of the onion is good to go. So we just cut out that little dark part. Well, I do. I won't say we, but anyway, I'm going to put big chunks in there anyway. So we'll cut that part off. That's a nice chunk. And since I put this in when I start cooking the meat, these are going to pretty much be cooked to the point where all they taste like is the stew juice. So let's cut this out. Separate it. I think I'm going to just cut that whole top off. And that right there. And then I just cut it into big chunks. I'm probably going to use another onion, because y'all saw how much stew meat I had. But I just wanted to show y'all like my chunk size. And we'll see what's in the next clip. Okay, I want to show y'all how I do my garlic. I usually just cut the ends off. First, and then I kind of like squeeze it down so I can get the skin off of there too. And again, this is stew, so you don't have to worry about little bitty chunks, because this is going to cook for a while. So I just do a little light chop to the garlic. Alright, am I still in frame? Yeah. Just a light chop. Now off camera I'm gonna rinse my meat off. It's pretty much thawed out right now. Already, that little black, I can't remember what the name of that little black thing is, but if y'all have one of those things are the bomb. Take some frozen meat out of the freezer. What I did with the stew meat is I just turned the whole packet over, so the top of the packet was on the black thing. So once the top got melted, I was able to open it up and then pull it out, and then I put the bottom on there. So anyway, we'll be back with loading up the first part of the pot to begin cooking the stew meat. Okay, I have the stew meat in the bottom of this pot. And basically I just put the garlic and onions in there. I hope it's not too blurry, y'all. Y'all know I'm an amateur, but it happens. And since I'm putting garlic and onion in to season the meat, I'm only going to put some season all in there. Let's see, how clear is it? It's kind of clear. I need glasses. So I just sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle. And y'all know I layer my seasoning, so I don't have to put it all in there. And then I'm gonna show y'all how much water I put, because I don't like go in with the full pot of water. This is a pretty big pot, so we probably, I don't know, like by the time we get to the stew, maybe this high, maybe. We'll see. So what I'm going to do is get my hospital drinking cup from when I had COVID. Praise the Lord, I made it through COVID. And I'm going to just use that since I'm doing it over here on the camera. And just pour some water in. I basically just cover everything up. And from start to finish, I cook this with a top on it, so I can hold most of the moisture in. I know those tops have one of those little holes in there that release a little bit of steam. Let me just see, because I really do just put like the bare minimum of water in there. Alright, so I'm going to need just a little bit more, y'all. I want it to be covered maybe like half an inch up above what's already in the pot. Or a little less. Yeah, there we go. The onions are floating, so. Okay, this is it. I'm going to put this on the stove on medium low. And it'll probably cook 45 minutes to an hour, because I like my meat to be tender. So when I start adding in like potatoes and the rest of the stew ingredients, the meat will continue to tenderize. So I'm gonna do 45 to an hour boiling this, and let's see what's in the next clip. I just put the pot on the stove and it's on medium low. And I just want to come in and tell y'all that what I think the key to a good stew is to take your time. Give your stew time to cook. Like it's probably about, I don't know, baby, what time is it?
3 o'clock.
It's 3 o'clock. So I say we'll probably be done with this stew in about, it'll take a couple of hours to get it done right. So we're starting the meat cooking and tenderizing and flavoring process, and then we'll start adding in. Okay, I just wanted to check in with y'all, and I'll let y'all know it's still on medium low. It's about 3:40, so it's been about that long. We started about 3 o'clock, so we're getting close to starting to add in other parts of the stew. Okay, I'm peeling the potatoes. Y'all, I put a lot of potatoes in my stew, so that's 9 of them. This is the last one. I'll let y'all see me peel it. Oh, is it in there? Sorry.
Alabama has put their extra offensive lineman in the game, Kendall Randolph, but the play before deserves another.
Alrighty. Next will be the carrots. Okay, y'all, I want y'all to see me cut up the last potato. Ooh. Uh-oh, I bumped the camera. I want y'all to see me cut up the last potato. I don't have to do the carrots because I have a bag of them. But because I have russet potatoes, I cut them kind of big. The carrots are small, so I'm gonna just make them, the potatoes, just a little bit smaller. Some of them, not all of them. Oh, can y'all see me cutting? Yes. I'm just getting the bigger chunks that I have in here and cutting them down just a little bit. So they'll be closer to the size of the carrots. Not more, and if you did a measurement on them, not like visual, but weight size, we'll say. I like my carrots to cook a little bit longer than my potatoes, so my potato weight size is closer to the carrot size, but not that close. I'm just making sure that I have all the big chunks closer to the carrot size. Alrighty, so I'm gonna put potatoes in there, carrots, green beans. Okay, I still have the stew meat on medium low. Oh, it went down. Yes, I do. I turned it down to low while I peeled the potatoes and cut them up. So now it's back on medium low. And since I like my carrots to be just like soaked up with all the flavor, I put the carrots in first. Hold on, y'all. I gotta rinse them off. I gotta rinse them off. Does anybody have a grandma that used to say, rinse instead of rinse? Well, I did. Okay, so I'm going to put the tomatoes in there. Just drop them in there like this. They're going to be so tender. Nobody is going to mind how big they are. Just put them all in. We'll call this chunky beef stew. Okay, so my potatoes are russet, so they're not going to cook as long as my carrots. But I'm going to stir it around. Stir it around. We've added another element that needs flavor. So we'll go in with a little more of the seasoning salts. That's the carrot portion. Stir it around. Stir it around. And pay attention, I have not added any more water. Vegetables have water. So I'm going to put the top back on. And we'll be back with the potatoes. Okay, y'all, I know I said potatoes, but I like my green beans to just soak up as much flavor as possible. So I'm going to put those in. The carrots have been cooking for probably about 5 minutes, maybe. Give or take a minute or two, either way. So I'm going to go ahead and put my green beans in. These are frozen, so they're going to cool down the water, but that is okay. Just sprinkle them in. Sprinkle them in. Okay, what I'm going to do next is I like some extra flavor, so We're gonna make it a little more ethnic. And what I'm going to do is put some cumin in there. I don't know if y'all could see. This is for my green beans. And I don't think cumin needs to cook that long, so I'm going to put a little paprika. Paprika. Y'all put some flavor in your stew. Make it tasty. It was something I wanted to, about how long I cook the carrots. I like my carrots to be just melt in your mouth. I think I already said, okay. That's the green bean portion. So I'm gonna let these green beans start boiling. And the closest you can get to fresh is the best to me for beef stew. I wanted like the carrots that you peel, but we have these. These will work just fine. I'm just stirring, y'all. I like to stir. It already smells good. This is gonna be so delicious. I know I say that about a lot of my dishes, but alrighty. So we'll be back with the potatoes and probably those are russets. So I don't know, maybe 7 minutes, 7 to 10. We'll put in the potatoes because I want my green beans to really soak up the juices. So like, I don't know, when I eat my beef stew, I like to just, every bite, every component, you have the texture of the vegetable, but it's just infused with the flavor of the stew. So that's why it takes me so long to make my beef stew. So I'll be back with the potatoes. Okay, it's been about 7 to 10 minutes. Oh yeah. I just want to show y'all my green beans, just to show y'all that it's been 7 to 10 minutes, because when I put them in, they were the, freshly cut frozen green bean color, and now they're cooked. So they're ready to soak up flavor. Oh my goodness. So I'm going to put my potatoes in. And russet potatoes kind of get really soggy. So that's why I made the chunks so big. So by the time everything gets done, we'll still have some potato left. But if you check, if you can you see the juice rising up? Because vegetables have their own juice. I don't really add more water. But before I put more seasoning in here, I'm going to taste the juice, because potatoes soak up a lot of flavor naturally. So I am going to let this cook. Whew. So this is one of those warm weather stews. I'm not trying to make gravy. I'm trying to make stew. So I do need to put some more water in here. And I want to do it now because I'm going to let the potatoes cook for just about 5 minutes. I'm still on medium low, y'all. But I'm going to let the potatoes cook for about 5 minutes. Then I'm going to taste the juice and see what I need to add to flavor the stew. So let's put our top back on. Oh wait, I need to stir that. Let's stir. Might as well distribute that cold water all through. Alrighty. We'll be back with tasting the flavoring and seeing if we need to add anything else, because I know what I like my stew to taste like. Okay, it is time to taste the juice, and then I'll know how much more flavor I need to put in there. So we're going to go with that. I'm just going to take a little bit of juice off the top. Let's see. I'm gonna blow. Oh, y'all excuse my hair. If y'all can even see it. I just want to see what I need to add. Okay. I was worried that it might be getting too salty, but it's not. So that's good. I'm going to put some more cumin in there. Because I want to taste it. I want to taste it. Matter of fact, I don't know why I'm messing around. Let me shake that up. That's what the problem is. That's why it's not coming out. Oh no, it's steam. It's steam. I don't want to steam up all my cumin. So I just want to add a little. I used to like to put cumin on my stuff, but it's a lot of water, so you gotta add extra seasonings. I'm going to put some more paprika. I'm not going in with any more seasoning salt because I don't know, I just want more natural flavors in my stew. Like, I'm gonna put the tomato in there, and I'm sure they put salt in that. So let me just stir this around so it can soak. So I'm thinking. After my taste, I'm still thinking. Outside, dear. And see, as it cooks more, the meat gets more and more tender as we go. When I started adding veggies, it was done, but it was like I touched it and it was springy. I want to touch it and it does like that. But if it's still springy, it's not tender yet. It's not tender yet. So I'm gonna let this cook. Once the potatoes get done, and actually I do want to add just a little bit more seasoned oil. Y'all, when I cook, it's for, if you want pepper, you can put it on there after. I don't really cook with pepper. Okay, so I'll be back. Hopefully that little segment wasn't too long, but this is stew, so stew takes a while. And when I tasted the juice, I could taste the carrot, and that's not the, I want to taste carrot, but I don't want to taste carrot like that, so it needs to cook some more so that the beef and the carrot and the potato flavor can all just marinate together. You don't want to taste separate flavors. You want to taste combined flavors. So if I sip the juice and I taste beef broth and carrot, that's not one. That's not one I want to taste. I want to taste Barrett. So anyway, let's let it simmer some more. Okay, I want to show y'all what my potatoes look like because they're starting to break down. So I just want y'all to see. Y'all remember how big the cuts were. So see, they're breaking down now. This is on my quick boil eye. So what I'm going to do, since this is stew, I just want to smell. Ooh. Ooh, okay. It's starting to smell even more delicious. I'm going to put some more water because we want to make sure that we have juice. It's all about the warm liquid freeing your lungs. So let's put more water. And what I'm going to do is let it come to a boil one more time. And then I'll add the acidity, which is the tomato flavor. Because the stew that I'm familiar with is red. And you get the redness from the sauce, the tomato sauce, and the tomato. So yeah, I'm gonna let that come to another boil so that my potatoes can break down a little bit more, and we'll be on to the next clip. Okay y'all, it's boiling, but I wanted to boil more vigorously than this. So I am going to give it a taste. My potatoes are still getting smell. Yes. My husband likes small potatoes and I like mine kind of big, so I think we're gonna have both. Let's taste her. I'm gonna get a bigger spoon this y'all. This might be the same size spoon. Anyway, let's give it a taste. Okay, y'all, it's time for the tomato flavor. Oh my goodness, that is so delicious. So what I do is I go in with the tomato. These are stewed tomatoes. And so I'm going to drain these a little bit because my stew juice is so delicious. It's so delicious. So I'm going to drain my stewed tomatoes a little bit before I put them in. Oh my goodness, this is going to be so good. Can y'all see those stewed tomatoes? They're kind of cut in half. Anyway, put those in. I have 2 cans, so I'm going to put the other can and do it the same way. On my second can though, I'm gonna pour the juice in there. And I still need my potatoes to break down some more. So I'm holding off on the last ingredient. But I'm going to put the other can of stewed tomatoes. I can do that off camera and we'll be back. Well, I will. Well, me and the stew will be back. Okay, y'all, I I know I said I was going to be back with the last ingredient. But anyway, I have the second can of stewed tomatoes in there. Y'all, when I eat my stew, I just love getting a spoon. And it has one of those stewed tomatoes in there. Ooh. Ooh. Wait until that stew flavor soaks into those tomatoes. Ooh, it's going to be such a nice contrast. So I'm going to continue to simmer. Continue to simmer. We're not worried about the meat. It's going to be tender. And it's still in chunks. But the meat is going to have all of the veggie, everything in here is going to all be just married together. The potato is going to have all the flavor of the meat and tomato and the green. Anyway, it's just going to be all meshed together so deliciously. So anyway, we'll be back with the final ingredient. And then, y'all, this is taking a while because I'm on the 3rd hour. But I worked today, so that's why I'm starting a late stew. I got grown kids, so that means a late stew is okay. I can deal with that as a grown-up. But anyway, I'll come back with my last ingredient just to turn my stew red, which is the tomato sauce. And that's it. But I'm going to let this simmer so that my stewed tomatoes can soak up some of the stew flavor. And then I'm going to add the tomato sauce. And anyway, we'll get there. Thank y'all for hanging out with this stew. This stew is going to be so delicious. I'm going to make some cornbread with it. Okay, y'all, I just want y'all to see how it's boiling. It's not completely like regular, it's not rigorously boiling. Excuse me, y'all. But I'm going to put the tomato sauce in now, and then I'm going to turn it down low. Then what we'll have is a simmering pot. Can y'all hear me? What we'll have is a simmering pot of beef stew deliciousness. So let me get the tomato can popped open. And my husband went to the store, so he got a big can. We don't need all of this juice. We just want to turn the stew red. Like, we do not need all of that tomato juice, tomato sauce. Stir it around. Stir it around. So I'm going to use about half the can. And that's it. Because if you got like one of those little short cans of tomato sauce, that would be enough. You just need 1 can of it. So we're going to let this simmer. And it'll be done in it'll be done in like 15 minutes. But anyway. Thank y'all for tuning in to another edition of Cooking with Cousin Kathy. If you stayed here this long, like, subscribe, share. I'm thinking about doing some new things starting into the new year. But anyway, thank y'all for tuning in. And hopefully I will see you all soon with another video. Mwah!